The other day I was having a conversation with someone who was buying a computer. And what we found is you have computers that have identical specifications, but some come in a bigger case and others come in a smaller case. So today, let's talk about a weird topic: big computers versus small computers, like physically. Is there a difference? Should you buy a big computer or a small one? Let's talk about that today. I know it's kind of a weird topic and most people don't think about that at all. But if you go on Dell website and you want to buy a desktop, you can find at least 3 or 4 different form factors of computers that have identical CPUs and memory. They go from like this thin to like a proper sized tower. And same thing if you go to Apple's website and you want to buy a MacBook, you'll see that the same M2 or M3 CPU comes in a thicker case or a thinner MacBook Air or MacBook Pro. So is there a difference between them? Should you buy a smallest case possible with the most powerful CPU, or what is the deal there? The short answer to the question, it's all about sustained load. It's how long are you actually using the computer versus how much time it spends idling. So on a computer, you never use your CPU to 100%. You open the page, maybe you click on a link, you run an app, and what CPU does is it ramps up, does whatever it's got to do, and then it kind of stops working. It's just sitting there waiting for the next thing to do. And on a small computer and a big computer, it kind of all the same. They'll perform identically on the same CPU as long as you use your computer casually, just running a couple of apps here and there, open, close, and things like that. But the difference starts to become apparent when you use your computer CPU for extended periods of time. So for example, you compress in a very large file. So your CPU is going to be at the 100% all the time. And small computer doesn't have enough cooling ability to keep that CPU, cool. It'll start to overheat. And what the computer will do is it'll start to throttle down that CPU so it doesn't work as hard. And it'll create like sort of a balance between the cooling and how much performance it can deliver, which usually going to be way less than what CPU is capable of. On the other hand, a bigger computer will have better cooling options, so it'll be able to sustain that process longer before it starts to overheat. Even if it will overheat at all, it may be able to continue cool the CPU for it to run at maximum power continuously. And basically it's as simple as that. You have to know what kind of work you're doing, and based on that, decide on the cooling that your computer is going to require. So for example, if you exporting videos all the time, well, you want to get a computer with the proper cooling. Same thing if you working with large archives, you compressing and decompressing files, I don't know, something like that, or doing some kind of AI work. But on the other hand, if you just remote into other computers or you're doing regular web browsing, then a small computer with very little cooling is going to be just fine. So hopefully that answers the question that probably nobody asks, whether you should buy a big computer or a small computer. If you have any comments or questions, put them in the comment section below. Don't forget to follow on LinkedIn, subscribe on YouTube, and I'll see you in the next video where I'll answer another question that probably no one is asking.